It was usually that hole where you stick one finger up, but a lot of pitchers are moving away from that.
Michael, there is such a focus on pitch tipping in baseball now. It's unbelievable. Where teams have groups of people looking at their own and the other pitchers. I think knowing if your own pitcher's tip is the most important thing, but they have departments for that.
3-2. This is part of the value that Grisham brings to the leadoff position. He sees a lot of pitches. Ground ball, first base. Berger flips to deGrom. One away. Check out the Rangers defense, brought to you by your local Tri-State Genesis retailers. Let's take a look at the Evan Carter in center. He's our Car Show defensive player profile. Defensive player profile of outfielders this season. Defensive run saved. Pete Crow Armstrong leads with 10. Abreu 7. And Bellinger, Anthony, and Pages with 6. Evan Carter 5. Fouled away. 0-1. Judge 6 for 14 in the 4-game set against Baltimore. A lot of walks. That's why just 14 at bats. Does damage, big time damage in the first inning. 91 career home runs in the opening stanza.
Michael, did you see that? He just hit 99. 99 after a couple of arm surgeries.
Well, he knows he's facing 99.
Think someone on the scoreboard got confused.
Driven out to right field on the run. McCutchen, he's not going to get there. And the ball will go to the wall as the red-hot Judge picks up a double.
You know, he hits this ball off the end of the bat, this fastball that's away from him, and it just kind of tails away from McCutchen where he does not have a chance. Hits the grass, bounces in the corner, which makes it easy for Judge to get to second base. Got to take advantage of these situations. Bellinger last week hit a ball in the first inning off the top of the wall that would have been a hit at Yankee Stadium. You see him stay behind the ball, hits the line drive to right on a fastball up.
Driven deep to right center field. And that ball is off the top of the wall again. But he gets an RBI double as Judge scores, and the Yankees are on the board 3-1. Oh, that was close. I'm sure they'll take a look.
Yeah, I'm not even writing down double yet, Michael, to make sure that it's not a home run. But this is 2 starts in a row off of Jacob deGrom, where he hit the top of the wall in the first inning for an RBI, and this one ends up being an RBI double.
Against the Orioles, he was 8 for 16.
Well, you see how quickly he gets to that ball up, and they must feel that they can get him out up. It's not working right now.
Dominguez jumps on the first pitch. Shallow left. Osuna puts it away. Out number 2.
Yeah, and here's his double on this high fastball, and he's ready to hit. And I love that you're ready to hit in the first inning, the first pitch that you see, because it might be the best pitch you see off of Jacob deGrom. And, man, that's about 3 inches from being a home run, just skidding on the top. Jacob deGrom knows he caught a break. I tell you what, Jazz had a good first at bat off of him last week, too, where he drove the ball to deep right center, but it was run down by the center fielder.
Oh, 0-1 on Chisholm. He has good numbers against deGrom. Elite numbers against an elite pitcher.
I would bet that there's only a handful of players that have that many at-bats that have numbers like that in all of baseball.
One and 2.
Jazz went to Boston about a week and a half ago, where he had a lot of success last year, and it really got him going. Hit 4 hits there, and he's just continued to hit ever since he went there.
Swing and a miss. Got him on the slider. But the Yankees get a run back. Back-to-back doubles, Judge and Bellinger. It's 3-1 as we go to the second.
How does one of baseball's most celebrated plays connect to one of baseball's most notorious curses? Through a cross-country move, an earthquake, and the Men of Steel? Find out on Hall of Fame Connections.
It was a defensive play so iconic that we simply call it the catch.
This is the glove Willie Mays had when he made that catch. This is great.
But let me touch it for a second.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oakland pitcher Dave Stewart was named the World Series MVP.
It really comes from like the kings of Siam would give their courtiers white elephants, which were sacred animals, and they'd be too expensive again to maintain, would put them into financial ruin.
They need to know this story. That's amazing.
Nobody could steal a base like Ricky.
I'm the greatest of all time. Thank you.
So imagine making steals in these, though.
So these are Ty Cobb's
And these are
cleats.
Ty Cobb's.
So what I want to know is, were they ever swabbed for the DNA of opposing pitchers?
Roberts is no stranger to stolen bases himself.
That's what makes him special, is that everybody knew he was going to steal.
Roberts is going. Safe.
You know what they say? One great play deserves another.
Catch every episode of Hall of Fame Connections on MLB.tv and discover your own connections to the game at baseballhall.org.
Puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas y jerseys autografiados, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores. Visita auctions.mlb.com.
Profit boost if your selected player hits a home run. And here are the featured home run odds for today's players. Aaron Judge plus 270. Paul Goldschmidt plus 500. Let's see if Elmer Rodriguez has settled down. And he faces Andrew McCutchen. First pitch is outside. McCutchen in his 18th big league season grounds to McMahon. Still got speed. 1 down.
Boy, he's been playing really well on both sides of the ball. It's so great to see, because it was such a struggle for McMahon early in the year. And when you make adjustments as a hitter, you want to see success. He's starting to see it. It's great to see.
The pitch to Evan Carter is a strike. He started that first inning. Working a walk, he came around to score. Still 0 for his last 23. And he calls a quick timeout. He goes around. Carter debuted in September of 2023, hit .306 to finish the regular season. And then he was the everyday left fielder for their championship run as a kid. He's just 23 now.
20 years old that year.
Yeah. In the playoffs, he hit 300 with a .917 OPS. But injuries have slowed him down, and it comes into this game hitting .170.
Probably thought it was going to be an easy old game, as Jeet would always say. That hit off the knob of the bat. This ball's inside.
Couldn't tell.
Yeah. I think it hit off the knob of the bat.
Fly ball right field and deep. Going back is Judge, and he's going to play that off the wall. Turns, fires, and Evan Carter breaks his 0 for 23 slide with a double.
He gets out in front of this changeup and just hooks it into the corner. If it's down, it's a ground ball, but because it was up almost waist high, he was able to get it in the air. Judge does a good job of making this play close. Tell you what, his arm's back, Michael. He's throwing the ball really well and is accurate.
Here's Corey Seager, walked and scored in the first. Oh and 1.
Corey Seager swings at the first pitch over 50% of the time. Average is about 30. He hasn't swung at one yet today, and both of them have been strikes in his at-bats.
Last 7 games, Joe, 4 for 27, 148. No home runs, no ribbies, and 10 strikeouts. "32 years old, 12th big league season. Turned 32 when the Yankees were in Arlington.
Yeah, right now he's at career lows in average, OPS, highest K rate of his career. He's gotten off to a really, really slow start.
It seems, Joe, that the put-away pitch is not there, or he's not identifying it.
Yeah, I don't think he's had really consistency with anything, Michael. But you're right. Like his changeup's been inconsistent. His curveball, his slider, his sinker has been down. His four-seamer has been in to lefties.
And he gets him with 95 miles an hour. That'll bring up Josh Young. And we look at leaders brought to you by your local Tri-State Buick dealers. Ben Rice leads the American League in batting average, and Josh Young is 5th. Those two players sandwich Langoliers, Alvarez, and Vlad Guerrero Jr. There's Ben, still recovering from that bruised hand.
See, I mean, that's just a yanked sinker. And you see this pitch up in the zone. He gets it by Seager, who's a really good fastball hitter. But he's yanking his sinker, trying to go away to right-handed hitters.
Squib, first base. Goldschmidt fields, steps on the bag, and a scoreless bounce-back inning for Elmer Rodriguez.
Big game, Nate Eovaldi. The Rangers need this one. I love that he's on the mound today.
Swing and a miss. So he gets Chisholm to expand outside the zone on that split finger there and picks up his 3rd strikeout already. Now he strikes out Escada on the split finger fastball again. 4 strikeouts all on the same pitch.
He has this pitch going.
1-2. Jones strikes out. So 7 strikeouts for him.
Slide step splitter. Perfect location. This one ends up below the zone. There's Trout. 2 for 2. And Trout jacks one to left field. Way back there. And gone. Mike Trout turns back the clock again. He homers on back-to-back days.
This is a song
to begin the baseball
about a girl.
season. You never want to take for granted watching a future Hall of Famer. He looks fantastic. The bat speed is there.
No.
Oh man, I mean, and you get
It shouldn't
goosebumps
sound like
thinking
heartbreak.
about how good that player
More
is
like
and how
taking
good
control.
he still is.
Bueno, señores, hoy estrenamos un nuevo segmento. Para eso está nuestro querido Juan Frías, ingeniero de sistemas, que va a estar dándonos toda la semana un update de nuestra telefonía móvil, ¿ok? Cómo controlar el uso del celular. Lo que vamos a estar tomando en el día de hoy. Juan, bienvenido.
I'm ready for BP.
Está Milton Cordero.
Michael, there is, and you know, I did give him an upgrade, right? You're
Un
looking
tema muy
great, my
importante y es
friend.
cómo controlar
Fantastic.
el uso del
Spike
celular.
Lee was hitting-
Vamos
was
a
sitting
estar
just
segmentando
behind the
3 puntos
Yankees
principales,
dugout,
qué
the first
tanto
homestand
tiempo
of
nosotros
the
le
season. He
dedicamos,
was wearing
cuáles son
his
las
red
causas que hay
Yankees
cuando
coat
si
along with the
nosotros
red
somos
Yankees
adictos
hat.
o no al celular. Y claro está, aunque usted no lo crea,
when I told you the story of what happened in 1996. Spike Lee wanted a matching red hat for his jacket, and he went to New Era. New Era said they only issue merchandise that is what the Yankees wear on the field, so he would need special permission from George Steinbrenner. George Steinbrenner granted the permission. They made a red hat for Spike Lee, and we all know what happened in 1996, a good year for the New York Yankees. How is it 30 years, Michael, since that moment? It is crazy to think about, but the red hats are back, and as you mentioned, the Yankees will be wearing them during batting practice.
And there's a logo on the side of the hat that says 30 years of Spike Lee New Era joint. Spike Lee calls all of his movies a Spike Lee joint, so this is a Spike Lee New Era joint. 0-1 on Austin Wells after Goldschmidt's single. You liked 96, didn't you?
A lot, Michael. Yeah.
And this was at a recent game with Billy Crystal. Spike's wearing the iconic red hat. Yeah. 1-2 on Wells.
Like that by Austin, break his rhythm a little bit, just painted a fastball 98 down and away. He's got a number of different ways he can go here. He can throw that nasty slider down and in, the good changeup, or he can go with another fastball up in the zone.
He's telling deGrom, you got to engage him with your eyes.
Caballero's been working with Wells, I see.
Yeah. Off of deGrom, Caroms right to Berger. He'll take the out at first. Moving to second is Goldschmidt.
Might have had a chance for a double play if it didn't hit him. He hit it off the end of the bat a little bit, that changeup. He's trying to get out of the way. Hits him in his push-off leg and the hamstring. Laughing about it now, but he won't be laughing after the game when that bruise is there.
Big cut by McMahon. You know, we covered this a bit on the open. What are you seeing differently from him? He seems much more in sync, McMahon.
I just think he's letting the ball get to him. I think he was a guy that would go out and get the ball. His hips would slide forward. That's not happening. He's staying on his backside, which allows him to hit the ball to left field. But that's pretty nasty, those two changeups. He's not recognizing them. He didn't recognize them in Texas as well, but don't feel bad. There's a lot of hitters. Coming into tonight, hitters were only hitting 111 on his changeup with a 111 slug, so he'd only give up singles.
Tried it again.
You know your changeup's good when you can throw it 3 times in a row.
Does he dare go 4?
I don't think so. I think he's going up. Well, he went down with that slider down and in. I think as a pitcher and a catcher, when you see a guy swing and miss, you're not afraid to throw another one. You see him swing and miss another one, you're not afraid. But as soon as they make contact, you're like, maybe he's kind of getting on it. I got to do something different.
Two and two. Threw him a change again, but that was up.
You know, I'm not sure what the result of this at bat is going to be, but it's been a pretty good at bat. 2-2. He's fouled off a couple pitches, taken some really tough pitches. He's seeing everything he's got. He hasn't seen the fastball yet. I can't get over he's still throwing 99 miles an hour. It just, at his age, it's incredible. He's 37 years old.
This is the 8th pitch coming up. High fly ball, deep right field. McCutchen back, track, wall, see ya. A 2-run home run for McMahon. He's starting to come around as the Yankees have tied the game at 3.
Gives Elmer a little bit of life, and you see the frustration by deGrom. He usually doesn't throw his curveball except to get ahead in the count. He throws one, he hangs it. McMahon turns on it, gets it in the right field seats. Just a great at bat. And then he fouled off that changeup, fouled off. Saw one fastball and was late. deGrom didn't want to go back to it, and he ends up getting the curveball for a home run.
Well, if you're the Yankees, you have to feel pretty good. You're down 3-0 to deGrom, and this swing ties it up.
Well, this lineup, all of a sudden, if you go back like the last 20 games, and each guy's kind of checked in at a little bit different time, it's gotten really deep where they're getting contributions from everyone. Seemed like Judge started 21 games ago. You look at McMahon, it's been the last 11 or 12 games. Caballero like the last 16. You see this hanging curveball. Jazz the last 12. Just a great at bat by McMahon.
That one is driven out into right center. Evan Carter on the run gets there to haul it in.
Yeah, you're going to see this from the side. You're going to see him sit on this back leg a little bit longer and hit against his front leg instead of going forward and drifting forward, which allows him to see the ball deeper, to read it. You see the reaction of his teammates. They love it. Look at Ben Rice and Judgy. It's a really good at bat. And deGrom, as good as he's been, 9 starts against the Yankees in his career, 2.97. This place has not been kind to him. A 5.19 ERA in 4 starts. So imagine what he did at the other 5 starts in his home ballpark.
Yeah, for sure.
He does not like the new Yankee Stadium.
0-1 on Grisham.
You know, I noticed something, Michael.
What's that?
Al Leiter came in today.
Mm-hmm.
You're twirling the ball like you're throwing a slider like Al. Is that, it's on your left side. You're not a left-handed thrower.
No, don't do anything left-handed.
Al's got an influence on you.
He always did. He came in here like the butterfly that he is, flittering all over the place. Obviously, his son Jack is a pitcher with the Texas Rangers.
He's always got such a great smile on his face, Al. Al Slider, we called him.
He enjoys life.
Yes, he does.
The 1-2. Grounded first base. Berger takes it himself, and that'll do it. But Goldschmidt single, and then McMahon in a long at bat. It's a hanging breaking ball. And over the leaping try of McCutchen. When it gets into the seats, it's 3-3.
Te encantan los jugadores. Te encanta el juego.
¡Y se fue!
Ahora puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas, jerseys autografiados y más, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores agregados toda la temporada. Cada artículo es autenticado por MLB para asegurar que lo que llega directamente a tu hogar es original. ¿Quieres una parte del juego? Visita auctions.mlb.com.
Bob single, thinks it's strike three. Robert, you're thinking about that favorite restaurant. The count is 3-2. Houston players are leaving the field. The count should be 3-2. The most decisive second strike ever called. He's trying to keep from laughing and smiling. Whoops.
Do you guys make your own brisket here?
Yes, we do. We do. We are known by our brisket.
Barbecue brisket sandwich. Quality is better than other places, and it looks good. We're ready to eat.
We go to an average 500 briskets per game. We hear a lot from our fans. They want to try something with wrap, easy to eat. So we say, well, let's do it like a brisket, wrap, and an egg roll.
That's beautiful. You get the gold medal for culinary brisketry here in Texas.
Yes, yes.
.org to register for a free event near you today.
I like that he's mixing in his other pitches, Michael, using his breaking ball and his changeup more. First inning, he really struggled. He didn't use them at all, throwing all mostly heaters.
Right back to Rodriguez. One down.
I used to have a manager that would say in the first inning, if you get ahead 0-1, throw the guy's second pitch. If you miss, come back with it. And I would always say, why? And he says, you might be in trouble after 2 hitters in the first inning, and you got to have a feel what your second pitch is. And Elmer threw a lot of fastballs he couldn't find, as you said, his secondary pitches. We're starting to find him a little bit now, and he's getting some easier outs.
Was this a minor league manager?
Great Jim Essien.
Okay.
Yeah, he really taught me a lot about calling games. He was really, really smart.
Duran dunked an RBI single right field in the first inning. One and two.
And it seems that he has a little bit better command of his curveball than his slider right now. And when you think about his slider, he has 18 inches of horizontal break, plate 17 inches. He's got to start it as a ball to be a strike.
Oh, they were about to whip it around the infield, and now it's challenged.
The catcher is challenging the call of the ball.
Austin Wells.
Call is confirmed. New York has 1 remaining.
I thought it was a strike too. I don't think I would have been too good at this, Michael.
Really?
No, I don't. And
Wells has been quite good at it lately.
You see the frustration.
Yeah.
And you can't get mad at yourself. I mean, you're going to get mad at yourself for like a half an inch. I think it's worth the challenge for a guy that's been struggling throwing strikes.
One and one. Berger reached on a fielder's choice in the first inning. Texas just lost 2 of 3 to Detroit in that series. Berger 3 for 12.
And coming in tonight, he was 7 for his last 54. So think about what he was before that good series he had in Detroit.
Four for 42.
It's good math, Michael.
Thank you. Ground ball. Let's see if they get 2. There's 1. And there's 2. Another scoreless inning for the youngster. We go to the bottom of the 3rd.
So the reason I got to Cooperstown is because I played with Cal and I played with Eddie and I played with some of the greatest players ever. And, you know, I just had to figure out how I did my job, and I was honored to have some of the best players that ever played put on uniforms, and they happen to be Oriole uniforms. If there's ever any doubt that I'm 78, all I got to do is look at my old cards and I know.
Curveball, and that's grounded and caught by Lambert between his legs, and he throws to first for the out. Peter Lambert was the most surprised person on the field that he caught that baseball.
It's a grand slam for Adley Rutschman, and one of the weirdest grand slams you'll ever see. 2 grand slams in one game. Jackson's second slam of the month of April. Ellie far over on the second base side, diving stop, throws, he got him! Oh, what a play, Ellie De La Cruz. I mean, way over on the second base side of the bag. And the Phillies have walked it off twice in one day. 1 was good, 2 is great. They have swept the Giants.
Wood back on the track, short of the wall, elevates, and brings it back. That one, it took all 6'6".
Play ball. Corona will be rewarding fans all season long with a chance to win trips to MLB's biggest moments from the All-Star game to the postseason. When the line drops in, it's time for that first pitch. Fresh air and sunshine. This is our playa. That guy provides a lot of big moments, and here he is leading off the Corona scoreboard, bottom of the 3rd, 3-3. Judge, Bellinger, and Dominguez against Jacob deGrom. 0-1.
What's always impressed me about Jacob deGrom is not only the movement he has on that slider, but how well he locates it. I mean, he locates it like he's locating a fastball.
And he throws it so hard, too.
Yes.
Now, you were mentioning how, teams have departments that look for tells and signs and giving away pitches. Were you good at it?
No. Guys would tell me, see the good changeup to Judge. Guys would tell me he's doing this, and I would still get it wrong. I was like, don't even tell me.
But how were you at picking up tells?
Not very good.
Not good?
No. See the outstanding changeups. As I mentioned earlier, hitters were 7 for 52 off his slider and his changeup coming into this game. Our great James gave me this card that says only 6 others who have as many bats as Bellinger against Jacob deGrom have a higher average. Christian Yelich, Anthony Rizzo, Freddie Galvis, Giancarlo Stanton, 333. Jason Hayward, and Starlin Castro. Only 6.
Bellinger doubled off the top of the wall in the first inning to drive in Judge.
So for my statement to be correct, I said only a handful. Right, there were 6. I'd have to be Antonio Alfonseca, who had the extra finger.
Yeah, he had it. He and Mordecai Brown would have been good friends.
Yeah, they used to call him Popo.
And you know what? deGrom knows those numbers. He was very careful there with Bellinger and walked him.
Yeah, he seems a little off. I think the Yankees have made him question a little bit what he's doing with his fastball. And again, even though the Yankees only scored 1 run, they hit a number of balls hard in Arlington last week.
There's Dominguez. Oh, a strike. Lofted a fly ball to left field in the first inning. Again, a little bit of a run with the injury to Stanton. Making the most of it, particularly impressing with swings from the right side, but batting left-handed against deGrom.
Isn't that the funny thing? I mean, the word was he couldn't hit right-handed. That's why they signed Randall Grichuk, and he's 3 for 6. And I know it's a really short sample size, but he's looked a lot better.
Those are not bloops, though, those 3.
No.
Yeah. 2 doubles the other night from the right side. There's that slider, 1 and 2.
Would you say there's that pitch again?
Yep.
Those aren't the midges. What were those midget? What were they called, midges? In Cleveland, you see all the bugs flying around Jazz's head there.
Runner goes. Grounded to second. They get Dominguez moving to second as Bellinger. Jazz struck out to end the first inning. Yeah, those bugs. Right down the right field line foul. Those bugs come into the booth. You're in it alone. I'm out.
You're out?
Yeah. Not a bug fan. Let's check out one of today's player props brought to you by Bet365, where winning is everything. Jazz Chisholm, 1 or more home runs is plus 500. deGrom at 53 pitches, but getting deGrom out, you're not really gaining an advantage, especially the way the Texas bullpen has been pitching. They're not deGrom, but it's not a big drop-off at this point. Line to third and caught by Young. Check swing off the bat of Chisholm. We'll go to the 4th.
It's a 5-man umpiring crew here today, and this young superstar is in the stands.
And did their feet get tangled up? Yes, so Hoppy tripped, or he might have caught that ball.
There's a fastball. There's a flying bat. It's a high card.
And that ball is off the ladder. It's actually off the ladder. You never see that.
Haggerty is on with an infield hit. A little tumble behind the mound. Hat fell off. That was awesome. I mean, you just don't see that.
6 innings, 104 pitches, the most he's thrown in a start as a Dodger. He struck out 9, just 2 earned runs in 30 innings this year. His ERA at 0.6.
A 3-run opposite field Bobby Witt Jr. home run. And the Royals take a 4-1 lead here in the 10th inning.
deGrom against Schlittler, a pitcher's duel here in Texas.
Cam Schlittler now out of the ball game after a quality start. Problem for the Rangers, his of a little bit better quality than deGrom. 6 shutout innings for Cam Schlittler.
Into right, Thomas on the run, diving try, and he got it. Headlong dive, and Colby Thomas makes a Superman catch it right. No way! Would you believe it? Drew Romo
those first 2 Major League home runs in one game from both sides of the plate.
A night he'll never forget.
Report brought to you by Montefiore Einstein, the official hospital of the New York Yankees. 2 very important pieces for the Yankees this season. We're pitching in rehab assignments. Garrett Cole with single A, Carlos Rodon with the AAA team. 4 1/3 for Garrett Cole, allowing 5 runs on 7 hits in that one. Cole threw 69 pitches, 49 for strikes. For Rodon, 6 runs through 6 1/3. He threw 83 pitches, 49 for strikes. Aaron Boone told me earlier today, as long as he feels healthy and ready to go, the next step for Carlos Rodon will be to rejoin this Yankees rotation. Garrett Cole, Michael, is going to need a little bit more time. He wouldn't specify how many more rehab starts, but a few more in the cards for Garrett Cole.
All right, so Meredith, that leads me right to this question for Joe. How much do you look at results when they're rehabbing as pitchers? 0.
0.
Yeah. How about hitters?
Not a lot. I don't. As long as they physically feel well, I'm comfortable bringing them back because there's just a different intensity level. And you look at these games, they're giving up some runs, but hitters are so much different in the minor leagues. They're so aggressive. It's just a different game. You can't set hitters in the minor leagues up. You can't.
Why? Because they're not advanced enough?
No. They don't necessarily have scouting reports, and they're just hacking.
Right.
And as a pitcher that's rehabbing, you're worried about working on all your pitches, not working on winning the game. Because you want to make sure you have a good feel for everything when you get back. And then I'm going to go with what works when I get up here.
It was Danny Jansen. I spoke for about 20 minutes with Garrett Cole after he'd made, I think 1 or 2 rehab starts, and his mind works in such a way. He said, I did this on this pitch, and I would have done this if I was on the big league level, and I was just working on this to see how that works. So I would tend to agree with you, Joe. I don't think it matters much.
As long as their velocity is there and their recovery, like the next couple days after they make a start, they feel good to where I don't feel like I have to give them extra days. I'm not worrying about the results.
All right, so Anthony Volpe has not hit for any kind of slug at all down in the minors. That doesn't concern you?
Well, he's not coming back. Right. And I think the Yankees want to give him more at-bats. I think his shoulder caused him to maybe get in a few bad habits last year because he was trying to fight through that weakness. They want him to get more at-bats and really get going.
Here's McCutchen.
And I think the other thing for him, that's a sped-up process when you only have 20 days. You think about you have 30 days of games in the minor leagues or spring training, 30 to 35. You get days off.
Line drive and past the lunge of Caballero, so a base hit for McCutchen.
You can go to the minor leagues and get 7 at-bats in one game, lead off every inning. It's just such a different process. Sometimes people need more. It's a good job by McCutchen hitting his breaking ball. He just got too much of the plate. See, Caballero just can't quite get it. I think he did everything he could. I hope he's not frustrated with himself.
I think he wanted to get it.
I wanted to be taller too, Michael.
Right back to Rodriguez. 3 straight scoreless innings for the rookie. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th, tied at 3.
All right, so here's the Mets home jersey. To me, growing up in New York, also a very iconic jersey. The blue pinstripes that represented the Dodgers. Got the orange outline, which represented the Giants, which are the 2 teams that left New York. And then subsequently, the Mets were created. My parents were Mets fans growing up, and this was the jersey that I also dreamed of wearing.
Te encantan los jugadores. Te encanta el juego.
¡Y se fue!
Ahora Ahora puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas, jerseys autografiados y más, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores agregados toda la temporada. Cada artículo es autenticado por MLB para asegurar que lo que llega directamente a tu hogar es original. ¿Quieres una parte del juego? Visita auctions.mlb.com.
They say it's a game of numbers, pero el flow es completamente otra ciencia. Esto es Flow Mayor.
I'm Jonathan Mayo, and for more than 20 years, I've traced the path of baseball's rising stars, navigating the back roads of the national pastime and basking in the glow of small-town America's spirit, where the team is woven into the fabric of everyday life, where it's more than just a game. It's a celebration of the people, the traditions, and the culture that give these places their soul. This is Grassroots.
By Delta, the official airline of the New York Yankees. Delta, keep climbing. Tri-State Cadillac scoreboard, 3-3, bottom of the fourth. Paul Goldschmidt leads off, and he hits one the other way, foul into the second deck. 0-1. Goldschmidt picked up a single in the second, scored on McMahon's home run. That tied the game at 3. That came in the second inning. Another one fouled away.
You know, I was looking at Paul's WAR over his 16-year career. 64.1, and I'm like, well, who's right around him? Dave Winfield was 64.2. Freddie Freeman, 64.5. It's quite a career.
He has a real good chance to go to the Hall of Fame. Yankees return to Prime tomorrow to take on the Rangers. Don't miss a minute of the Yankees beginning at 6:30 only on Prime. Former MVP, distinguished career, very good defender. It was Austin Wells. Grounded back to deGrom in the second inning. High fly ball center field. Carter. 2 outs. That'll bring up McMahon and his home run in the second inning. Brought to you by Corona. This is our playa.
A little hanging curveball, and he got it after a long at bat. Fouled off a number of pitches. Finally got the pitch that he wanted. Hit it in the right field seats to make the score 3-3. Great at bat. Number of plays tonight. Another good night for Ryan McMahon.
Fouled away.
See, I like that, Michael, because think about the last at bat. All changeups and breaking balls. And he was late on the fastball that at bat, but he was on time for the off speed. He was late on that fastball. I mean, I think if you're Jacob deGrom, you got to throw him another one. Another fastball.
And he did. So the most career home runs off deGrom. Stanton with 4. 3 guys tied with 3. Freeman, Austin Riley, and this guy, Ryan McMahon.
Yeah, amazing that 2 right-handers in the top 4. I would have never guessed that.
One and 2. Two outs here in the bottom of the fourth. 2-2 count. deGrom deals. Strike 3. And McMahon down looking. Yankees go down in order, and we'll go to the 5th. 3-3.
The MLB app. Yeah, it's got game. This game. These games. All the games. Pre-game. Post-game. And everything in between. This is baseball your way. with real-time stats, scores, breaking news, and custom content that hits every time. Because you choose the teams and pick the players you want to follow. So when they catch it on the field, you catch it on the app.
And Pedro Pajes spoils the shutout. At the track, at the wall, J.J. Weatherholt ties it up. Welcome home, rookie.
2 outs, the 0-1. Tucker with a base hit into center field, and Kyle Tucker has his moment, a walk-off winner.
Line to left field. Davis Schneider back, dives, he caught it! Holy smokes, what a catch by Davis Schneider in left field.
Oh, how about Ben Williamson? Now that's his own kind of artistry. I mean, come on. You know, we've seen Ben Williamson make some fantastic plays. I don't know if anyone better than that.
Ranger Suarez, who has just been spectacular tonight. He's had 6 innings tonight, 6 out of the 7, where he's only faced 3 batters. And in there for strike 3 as he gets to 10 strikeouts. A magnificent performance tonight.
Puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas y jerseys autografiados, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores. Visita auctions.mlb.com.
Host Gracie Cashman sits down with Yankee legend Willie Randolph for a deep dive into the numbers that defined his career. Watch the season premiere season 3 premiere of The Story of My Number, presented by the New York Lottery next Tuesday, following Yankees coverage on Yes and the Gotham Sports app. First pitch is fouled the other way by Seager, 0-1. Other upcoming guests on The Story of My Number: Joe Girardi.
Wow.
Garrett Cole. The Rangers' Mike Richter, the Giants' Otis Anderson. Big-time guests.
He was a beast, wasn't he, Otis Anderson? He just carried people on top of his back for more yards.
I can't wait to hear the story of your numbers. You got several numbers.
Oh, yeah.
The other way. Deep. Bellinger back. On the track. He'll make the play. So in the first inning, Elmer Rodriguez, as he makes this look fairly easy, Elmer Rodriguez threw 37 pitches, gave up 3 runs. From innings 2 through 4, he threw a total of 37 pitches for no runs. So he got his pitch count somewhat under control.
He's going to get that first inning woes next start if he keeps this up.
You know, Meredith told a story earlier. Now, this is his first start in pinstripes. He made his Major League debut in the Road Grays. And Meredith was here early, and at 3:30, he's sitting in the dugout in a hoodie. Is that too much?
No, I think it's great. I think he's taking it all in.
Okay.
The thing about this game is I think the players that are able to enjoy the moment usually perform better. Like Derek Jeter enjoyed the moment all the time. It was hard for me as a player to enjoy the moment because it seemed like such a grind.
Mm-hmm. That one's in the right center field. It's going to dunk in for a base hit. Grisham fields and will get the ball in. So Young with a single. Let's check out the pitching decisions presented by Sage.
Well, he settled down. He started to throw more strikes with his fastball. And he's starting to use his off-speed, his changeup and his curveball more effectively as he gets the weak ground out. You see this sinker that's up in the zone. He gets the double play. I just think he found his stuff. But as I was saying, it's important to enjoy where you're at and not put so much pressure on you and relax, because once you go out there between the lines, there's enough pressure on you. You got to enjoy the day. And I like that he was taking it all in.
See, now, the way I think, and I'm probably wrong, you lived it, I'm just looking from the outside in, was he stressing too much, like looking out at the field, I'm going to be pitching there? I mean, could have been putting too much emphasis on the day?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't.
Michael, it seemed more like a relaxed, chill moment for Elmer Rodriguez, if I'm being honest with you. He was looking out at the field. He also had his phone on him. He was just kind of sitting back and relaxing prior to the pitchers meeting. They have a pitcher-catcher meeting where he goes through the lineup, talks with Austin Wells, talks with all the coaches. So it was prior to all of that. I don't know that he was putting too much pressure on himself. I did speak with him on Sunday, and he said he's feeling more and more comfortable every day. I don't think pressure, at least outwardly, is something that he has talked about at all.
Well, this is not the first day you've met me, Meredith. You know I don't do chill well, so I can't really appreciate chill.
You know what? Me neither, Michael. I'm learning.
Hedrick and Cruz heating up. And Mr. Girardi, you don't do chill well.
No, I don't.
It's the same guy that was running sprints when he was the manager out in left field, Michael. Chill. He has no chill.
But I can chill up here because I don't have to make any decisions.
You are much more chill up here. I cannot even debate that with you.
Yeah, it's a good fastball after the changeup down, going up, down, up, down. He hides it well, and you can see the rotation on it. It has that running away from Jock Peterson. The other thing that I'm noticing too a little bit is his velocity is a little bit down, which doesn't bother me, but he seems to have more command over it. So maybe in the first inning he just overthrows a little bit. He's too pumped up.
Slow roller, will it squeak through? No, it's grabbed there by Jazz, but he has no play. Just hit too slowly. As Young moves to second, Duran picks up his second hit.
Again, I don't really understand that. It's the second time he's gotten beat on a two-strike fastball on Duran. No, he hit a breaking ball. Let me take that back. He got in there, though, boy. This is a big out for him. He will chase breaking balls off the plate. Jake Berger.
Well, Wells keeps that in front of him, keeps the runners put.
He does a good job of keeping it in front. The one slider he threw him, it was so far he couldn't quite get out there, so probably a good decision.
Boy, his later innings were left in that first inning. He's been economical since then, but 37 doesn't go away. Two and 0 on Berger. 0 for 2.
This is just a good sinker that starts down and it continues to run down. And Berger, who's ultra aggressive in these situations, big chase. When he chases, there's not a lot of contact. Should be 3-0, but he's 2-1. I got to believe this is his last hitter, Michael.
Osuna's on deck. Just clipped the outside corner.
I mean, if he could bottle that sinker, that two-seamer away to right-handers down in the zone, I mean, the sky's the limit for this kid, and he's got good stuff. It's just harnessing it and learning how to throw more strikes. Can't forget that he's only 22 years old.
Runners will go with 2 outs. And he walked him. You can see his frustration because he realizes that's it. They're going to call on Hedrick with Osuna coming up. 4 2/3. He's allowed 3 runs. The runners on base are his responsibility. Major League start number 2 is over.
Te encantan los jugadores. Te encanta el juego.
¡Y se fue!
Ahora puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas, jerseys autografiados y más, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores agregados toda la temporada. Cada artículo es autenticado por MLB para asegurar que lo que llega directamente a tu hogar es original. ¿Quieres una parte del juego? Visita auctions.mlb.com.
And Pedro Pajes spoils the shutout. At the track, at the wall, J.J. Weatherholt ties it up. Welcome home, rookie.
2 outs, the 0-1. Tucker with a base hit into center field, and Kyle Tucker has his moment. A walk-off winner.
Line to left field. Davis Schneider back, dives. He caught it. Holy smokes, what a catch by Davis Schneider in left field.
Oh, how about Ben Williamson? Now that's his own kind of artistry. I mean, come on. You know, we've seen Ben Williamson make some fantastic plays. I don't know if anyone better than that.
Ranger Suarez, who has just been spectacular tonight. He's had 6 innings tonight, 6 out of the 7, where he's only faced 3 batters. And in there for strike 3. As he gets to 10 strikeouts, a magnificent performance tonight.
Supported by your local Tri-State Genesis retailers. Learn more at genesis.com. By the New York Lottery, this could be your lucky play. And by Hyundai, Hyundai gives you America's best warranty on every new vehicle. Visit Hyundai.com for more information. Brent Hedrick comes on.
Great numbers. See the ERA, the strikeouts, 1 per inning. Batting average against is a little high, but what I've noticed is he's been able to make big pitches, and you see Haggerty hitting for Osuna. His sinker has been really good to right-handed hitters.
And he's been very effective against righties, so this move by Skip Schumacher, the right move to make, but you're not really gaining that much of an advantage if you look at the way Hedrick has been so effective against righties. Quickly, 0-2. Fouled away.
Yeah, you see, he's been used a lot. A lot of it has to do with the off days have been timely.
Swing and a miss. Got him on the slider. Hedrick does the job again, and the Rangers leave the bases loaded. The pinch hitter Haggerty swings over the breaking ball to end the inning, and Rodriguez says, "Thank you."
Look at this shot.
Little Darren Baker was standing very close behind home plate.
Darren Baker, who's only 3 years old.
And JT Snow picked him up and carried him out of there.
Thank goodness that JT Snow was aware.
That was amazing. I'm Jonathan Mayo, and for more than 20 years, I've traced the path of baseball's rising stars, navigating the back roads of the national pastime and basking in the glow of small-town America's spirit, where the team is woven into the fabric of everyday everyday life, where it's more than just a game. It's a celebration of the people, the traditions, and the culture that give these places their soul. This is Grassroots.
Well, this is a World Series card. Everybody said, you know, what's it going to be to pitch against Sandy Koufax, who's a dominant pitcher? I said, I hope I don't embarrass myself. And I didn't. You know, pitched my first shutout ever. We won 6-0, and my parents were there. My mom was afraid of heights, so she was in the upper deck. She had to come down and trade seats with somebody so that she could actually watch her 20-year-old son pitch a shutout in the World Series.
Puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas y jerseys autografiados, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores. Visita auctions.mlb.com.
Mohegan Sun Team Scatter Report.
Well, there's a big split with these Texas Rangers. 3.76 runs allowed, which is the 4th fewest by their pitching staff. 3.74 runs scored, which is the 28th most by their offense. Up and down. Josh Young has been up 16 games, hitting .403 the last 7. For Corey Seager, 148. Little bullpen matchup, Michael. Texas is first with a 2.74 ERA. The Yankees are 6th with a 3.41, and the Yankees are already in it.
And deGrom's pitch count, pretty good shape, 65. Soft ground ball, charging Seager, fields, fires, got him.
A really good play by Seager to charge this hard, backhand it, get rid of it quickly, good strong arm. Ooh, they're going to take a look at it, maybe. Oh, they're not. I thought they were going to see the backhand, how quickly he makes the transfer. Cabby's trying to influence the umpire. Accurate throw, good stretch by Berger. That was close.
Haggerty, with pinch hit for Osuna, takes over in left. High fly ball, shallow left. Haggerty tested right away. Now, Joe, Aaron Boone told me the other day there's no better view of first base in all of Major League Baseball than the spot where he stands in the Yankee dugout. I said it's just a perfect view of the play, the foot, the glove. Do you agree?
I always thought first base was the hardest one for me to tell. So
Really?
maybe I don't necessarily agree with that. Maybe Aaron's eyes are just better than mine, too. But I just always thought that was the hardest one to tell for me.
That is so interesting. Two people with the same view seeing it differently. One and one on Judge. Judge doubled in the first and struck out in the third.
That reminds me of, you know, obviously they were showing a lot of highlights of John the other day when he got hit by the foul ball and just kept going.
Yep. Drilled out to right field. On the run is McCutchen. It's a foul ball.
Yeah, I think the Yankees have had a pretty good game plan on deGrom where they're hitting the fastball the other way because there's so many breaking balls. This ball is just foul. It's another double if it's fair. But with the slider and the changeup both being around 88 to 91, they're hitting the fastball the other way, which would put them, for the most part, almost on time on the other two.
The 1-2. 2-2. Did he go? Yes, he did. Quinn Wolcott punches out Judge. So deGrom, after the walk in the third, has retired 8 in a row as we go to the 6th.
But it's Stanley Cup season. You can't beat me 5-hole. What a play.
Handled by DeGrom. Got it. What a play.
They call it the hot corner for a reason. Still coming in, and he makes a sliding catch.
Wood has robbed the Mets again. A fabulous play by Jeremiah. Leaps up, he makes the catch as he slams into the wall.
Bichette the spinner. Won't throw it. Vientos pulls it out. Oh, wow.
Little flare in the shallow right, and Frelick comes flying in to make the play.
Beautiful play started by Jeremiah Jackson at second base.
Diving stop by Henderson. To his feet, onto first base, dug out in the backhand by Mayo. A great play by Gunnar.
What else is new? Pete's on the dirt. Pete gets it out at first.
Line softly to Adames. He's back on the grass. Long throw. Dug out by Schmidt.
Right before that ball and the body. Found the mesh down the left field side.
Line caught by Bohm, who dove and made the catch, and he robbed it. And that is over.
It's just a punch to the gut. And on the ground sharply beyond third, and it's going to roll down the left field line toward the corner. Burrell picks it off the cutout. He's going to have a play at second. Millar is out at second base.
What a slide.
He slid short of the bag, and Tomas Perez puts the tag on him, and now they're chatting. What a nice scene.
That wasn't a real good slide.
Well, thank you, Justin Shackle. As we start the 6th inning, the pitch is outside to Danny Jansen. Montefiore Einstein scoreboard. It's 3-3 here on Yes.
I didn't think guys did that anymore, where a couple guys go deep, they hit the next guy.
I don't get it.
I don't either.
The next guy didn't do it.
That's right.
One and two.
It happened to me in Chicago when I was with the Rockies. Steve Traxel was on the mound, and the hitters before me went back to back to back. And then he hit me, and I told him, I said, I was probably the one guy you could get out. What are you doing?
All kidding aside, I never understood it. I mean, if you want to wait till they come up again, and although if you can't get them out, why should you hit them? Jansen 0 for 2. Strike 3. Let's go around the majors. Jordan Walker, who's been struggling the last couple of years. This season, what a year. 10 home runs, 27 ribbies for the Cards. Seiya Suzuki, last 12 games, 6 home runs, 11 ribbies, hitting close to 400. And Byron Buxton, 5 home runs in the last 7 games for the Twins. When he's healthy, he's as good as anybody.
Oh, yeah. And can hit any pitch. It's not just he's a fastball hitter.
McCutchen, shallow center field, and Grisham makes the play.
Hit hanging, breaking balls, steal bases. Michael, you were talking about how good Hedrick has been against right-handers. Right-handers coming into this game were hitting 179. Lefties are hitting 400.
Wow.
Yeah. But he's seen a lot more righties than lefties.
Well, here's a lefty. Evan Carter, 1 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. His double in the second inning was a relief for him. It broke an 0 for 23. What was your longest 0 for?
I have no idea. I forgot those things.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Well, James will find out.
I think it might have been my rookie year, and it got me sent down.
That's not good.
We went to Montreal, and New York, and there just wasn't a lot of hits for Joe.
Swing and a miss. He got that lefty. He's faced 4 batters. Retired all 4, 3 strikeouts.
Te encantan los jugadores. Te encanta el juego.
¡Y se fue!
Ahora puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas, jerseys autografiados y más, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores agregados toda la temporada. Cada artículo es autenticado por MLB para asegurar que lo que llega directamente a tu hogar es original. ¿Quieres una parte del juego? Visita auctions.mlb.com.
They say it's a game of numbers. Pero el flow es completamente otra ciencia. Mi trabajo es sencillo, cachar ese ritmo que solo nuestra gente tira y regarlo por toda la temporada. Flow mayor is where all those rhythms meet. Porque el flow no es de un solo jugador, es de un corillo entero que prende estadio. De San Diego a Santo Domingo y cada parada en el camino. Cuando estamos activos, la liga sube de nivel. Esto es Flow Mayor.
deGrom, 5 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs, a walk, and 5 strikeouts. That walk to the guy at the plate, Cody Bellinger, who doubled in a run in the first inning up the top of the wall in right
The
field.
catcher is challenging the call of the ball.
That was called a ball, and it's going to be challenged by Danny Jansen. Danny
Call's
Jansen was
overturned.
right.
Texas has 2 remaining.
So James is trying to find out my longest 0 for straight, and his computer's been buffering for about a minute and a half.